It's 3, 1.
Hey guys, it's Gigi. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do something different. Today's video will be a full face using nothing but MAC Cosmetics. Besides that, I wanted to do a two-part video, so I'll be doing a story time as well. If you guys remember on my Instagram, I believe it was on my Insta story, I asked the question, what story would you like me to tell? Would you rather have me tell my story when I got robbed or my night in the hospital? And you seem to like the robbery story. So we'll be doing a whole get ready with me, and I'll tell the story about my job at 7-Eleven. So taking these off, they dry. Alright, so first we're going to prep, and I'm using Time Check lotion as my primer. I'm just going to get that everywhere. I like this one in particular, even though it is a primer, it's also a moisturizer. And because my skin is oily, I try not to put too much stuff on my face, just because I'll start to sweat, especially like here in my T-zones and like on my forehead. It's weird. So next, I'm going in with, oh yeah, I need some of this. I'm going in with the lip conditioner from MAC. It is really, really nice, and my lips are a little dry. They a lot of dry. Alright, next I'm going in with my Fast Response Eye Cream. So this is just like a quick fix if you have a little baggage. It has caffeine in it, so it kind of helps to like wake up the skin under your eye. I don't use it all the time because I don't have this problem all the time. But it is important to have in your kit. It's because sometimes you got those early mornings. Alrighty, so now let's get into the brows and get into the story. So, a fun fact about me, I used to work at MAC Cosmetics, and we'll delve into that in another video about why I left. But I have tons of MAC stuff, so I figured after seeing a couple people do these type of videos that I would start with them and then just continue this series out. If you guys have any indie brands or any high-end brands that you want me to try, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll put it on my list for stuff to do next time. Alrighty, anywho, so we're going in for brows this time. Oh my god, you guys, don't mind me. I can't see, so I gotta put these back on. So going in, I'm using the B8 Studio Pro brushes, and the number is 13. It's the angle brush for brows, and then it's the spoolie on the end. So I just take that and brush my brows in place before I fill them in. Alright, so let's get into the story. Alright, but before we get in, I'm using, I believe this is Fling from MAC, the retractable brow pencil. So I used to work at 7-Eleven, and it had to have been maybe about, oh my god, 5, 6, I think it's been like 8 years since I've been at 7-Eleven, but probably more. But anywho, I was really young, and I used to work at 7-Eleven. I had the bright idea that I could work 2 jobs that were both across the street from each other. Well, next door to each other, sorry. And, you know, whatever. Pay was good. You know, I didn't have any kids or anything like that, so it was easy for me to do both. I mean, they were right next door to each other, and both schedules worked with each other. So at 7-Eleven I worked overnight, which was 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. and then I worked my other job during the day, and then I had one day, maybe 2 days off a week where I had it off from both jobs. So yeah, anyways, so it was Super Bowl weekend. Yeah, it was actually the night of the Super Bowl. I had to work, and I worked a different shift this time. I worked 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., which was like their mid shift or whatever. So it's my second night working a 2 to 10 shift, and I'm working with a new girl. This is our second night like working together. She literally just started like a whole week ago. So this was literally our second day working together. I was literally training her on like what to do during the day-to-day from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I remember we had been having a string of robberies in the neighborhood, but it was just 7-Elevens. So the police, maybe like a week and a half prior, had like alerted us that they caught the people that were robbing the 7-Elevens. And the way they were doing it were, they were like doing it jagged. So what I mean by that was from one particular point in Maryland, there was a 7-Eleven. There's pretty much a 7-Eleven within a 2 to 3 mile radius on this one particular street, Ricetown Road. It's literally from the bottom of Ricetown Road to the top of Ricetown Road. There's literally a 7-Eleven like every 2 to 3 miles. So they were like jumping back and forth between them, I guess, to like throw off the police. So long story short, I'm at work, and what was it, maybe like a week prior to this, I'm at work and I get a text. It's from my mom, and the text message from my mom was, don't believe, no, the text message I got from my mom was, hey, call me. So of course my mom does this all the time, but I don't know, something sounded different about this particular juncture. So I went ahead and I called her. I went back and called her, and she was like, hey, so you remember you were telling me about the robberies at the 7-Elevens? And I'm like, yeah. So she's like, well, I know they told you that they caught the guy, but I just got off the phone with a family member, and I don't want to name him, but she was like, the truth is they only caught one of them. It was a group of them that were doing the robberies. So I was like, oh, okay. So when I informed my manager in particular, which by the way wasn't my favorite, because the manager beforehand was so much better. But anyway, so when I alerted my manager at the time that oh no, he was when I alerted my manager at the time that it was more than one person, he kind of got this like weird look on his face, like he already knew that. So whatever. Long story short, it hadn't happened to us yet, so I guess I kind of wasn't really tripping. Like I was, but at the same time I wasn't. I was already in like a weird area where like that stuff could probably happen on a daily. And to be honest, if you guys sat with me long enough, I have thousands of stories from the time I worked at 7-Eleven, and they get weirder and weirder by the minute. But I had never had an instance happen, and I had never been robbed before, so I just was like, I mean, I don't really think it's gonna happen here. But the week prior to us being robbed, the store up the street had got robbed. And then the week before that, the 7-Eleven that was further down from us, maybe like in a 2 to 3 mile radius, had got robbed. So it was like, it was getting closer. So I had that like feeling that, okay, it's gonna happen soon. I just hope it don't happen when I'm at work. So I guess I must have jinxed myself. So anywho, I came in for my shift like I normally do, and I was kind of excited because I actually liked the new girl I was working with, and that's usually how that goes. So we get in. We had a good shift too, because it was the Super Bowl. Or it wasn't the Super Bowl exactly. It was the game that they played, that my home team played to see if they would get into the Super Bowl. That's what it was. So Nobody was coming over because, I mean, we ain't got the Super Bowl playing at 7-Eleven. So they were all at the restaurant next door. So the night had been dry from like 5:30, 6 o'clock. People came in and they got food, and then after that it was dead until about 9:45, which usually is our changeover, because most of the employees that come in that work overnight come in maybe 10 or 15 minutes early. I'm making food to switch over the night, and you know, we counting down drawers so we can go home. So long story short, this drunk dude came in, and we got a lot of those. But this drunk guy came in, and he just was, you know, asking us a bunch of weird questions. We wasn't really paying him too much attention. I mean, if anything, he was low-key some entertainment because it was boring. So this other dude come in after him, and he wearing a hoodie and one of those face masks. So if you live in an area where it get like hella cold, they have these face masks. You kind of look like you're in Mortal Kombat, but it cover your entire nose, like your whole face, everything. The only thing that's out is your eyes. So he had that on and a hoodie, and he had it like tied tight as shit. So anyway, I remember when he came in, I was like, "Hello, how you doing?" He never said nothing after I spoke, so I was like, oh, okay. But it was usual. People just sometimes they don't speak. So I said, "Sir, you're going to have to take your hoodie off in the store." You know, that's just something that my manager has stressed, that you got to take your hood off. He ignored me, never said nothing. So long story short, the old dude had blabbered something to him, and out of nowhere, he takes out a taser, and he tased the old guy at the counter. So by then I'm like, oh shit, we about to get robbed. So next thing I know, he started walking down to the end of the counter. And if you've been in a 7-Eleven, you know, as soon as you walk down to the end of that counter, there's no like belt or nothing you gotta like click to get behind the register. Like, you can just be behind the register. So long story short, my man walked behind the register and pulled that gun out. I was like, hold up. Hold on, sir, let me get it open. He ain't even had to X for it. And I'm looking back at it, I don't even think he talked the whole time he rubbed us. Like, I think if anything, I was like, I already know what time it is. I done watched enough videos. I done watched enough TV to know that it's a robbery. So basically, when he came in, I was just like, oh, hold up. So we had this little button, and I know most people who work a register, they know the no sale button. So I hit that no sale button, and I moved my ass out the way. But luckily for the company, I had already changed my drawer out, because I was like, I'm ready to go home. It's late. Everybody outside, pumped about the game. I'm ready to go in the house to go to bed because I got to work tomorrow. So I had already changed my drawer out. And so did the other girl. So he really only got away with like $40. So fun fact, it was just like it wasn't worth it. The whole thing, it wasn't worth it at all. But it was so weird because the police had just left our store maybe like 10 or 15 minutes before he came in. So it was as if he had watched the police drive away before he came in, which was kind of smart, because the police usually came by during their shift change, because 7-Eleven offers them, like, you know, free coffee and all of that. So anyway, long story short, I had my hands up. I told the girl move out the way, and it was just like, it was so weird because, like I said, I've never been robbed before, so I didn't know like what to do. I mean, they give you the little manual, like, okay, you know, in a robbery, give them all the money, do they say, call the police, but they always want you to hit this panic button, and it's like, if I hit this panic button and he shoot me, then what? I think that was my initial scare. It's like, if I hit this panic button and he catch me hit this button and he shoot me, then what? So I just was like, I'm gonna do what I need to do so I can get out of here. And that's what I did. So I made sure I moved out of his way, and I stood all the way at the end of the counter. Made sure my hands were still up, and I told her, I was like, don't put your hand down, don't even move. Let's just make sure that he don't think we about to do anything dumb, because we trying to get out of here. And then when it was all over, he walked up on us, and he was like, I'm sorry I scared y'all, and walked away. And I was just like, huh? I didn't think that they did that. I didn't think they apologized for frightening people, and just walked away. And then it was so crazy. The police finally came, and the whole ordeal was crazy. And then after that, I never seen my coworker again. She like quit right after. She was like, oh no, I'm not coming back. I'm out of here. And I stayed for a little while, but then after a while, I was like, well, the security guard in the shopping center, they only had one, and he was next door during the whole thing. So they wouldn't get us our own. They wouldn't get us our own security for inside the store. So that was one reason why I left. One of the main reasons why I left. It just went downhill from there, and it wasn't safe. So, but yeah, the story, it was wild. I remember because I had to literally stay. I ordered food. I'm so fat. I ordered food from the Chinese place across the street, and I'll never forget it, because my food wasn't in the back of the store. It was in the crime scene. I literally had to wait until they were done dusting in order for me to get my coat and my food. I was so hurt. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go home now. Like, can I leave? Can you just give me my stuff? They like, no, man, we gotta wait. It's evidence. I was like, ain't nothing in this coat. Give me my fucking stuff so I can go. But yeah, that was one of the worst things that I ever had to endure. It was just like, at this point, like, what was the point of the robbery, sir? I mean, most people do a lot of weird things, I guess, because, you know, they need the money, but I think he needed to do a better job of casing the police, because he literally only got like $32. But yeah, that's my story with that. Yeah, that's my story with that. I mean, it didn't, luckily for me, it didn't happen again, but I got tons of weird 7-Eleven stories. Like, one of my coworkers, and this wasn't even me, but one of my coworkers got into an argument with one of the guys that lived in the area, and she tried to throw the register at him. Yeah, that was an interesting one. What else? We had like a Jamaican guy that worked at, the store that we were, the store that I was at, and he was a little rude. He was a lot of rude. He was weird too. Like, he used to sleep in the back of the store. Like, he used to work morning shifts. So I guess to make it so that he was at work on time, he would sleep in the back of the store. So like, literally when you came in the back to like put your stuff down, like, he'd be like sleep in the corner. And he brought a blanket to work and everything. I used to be like, sir, get out of the way and go home. But he never was late for work. But yeah, he got into an argument with one of the boys in the area, and they hit him with a bag of ready ice. What else? Man, that area was a hot mess. I met some nice people in that area, but child, I would never work in any of those type of environments ever again. And it's just like, some stuff in retail you can't help, but like some stuff, it's like, girl, did that just really happen? Like, we used to get people who stole cigarettes. So when you first come in at some 7-Eleven, it's like, it's right behind the counter. Well, anywhere you go, it's right behind the counter. because that's the safest place for a cigarette, is behind the counter. But when you came in our store, like if I wasn't standing there where the lottery machine was, like you could really reach over and just get you a couple packs. So there was that. And then oh, I remember we had a big visit one day, and I was literally loading up. So when we had big visits, I didn't like to be out front. It was just because the visit was used to be so annoying. Like, he would come in and like they would talk about sales, and then they'd be like right here on you the whole time while and I'm like, sir, I can't get my job done with you all up on my neck. So I would just go stock until the visit was over, and then I would go back out. So I never forget it. One day I'm in the middle of stocking drinks, and this girl is taking the drinks while I'm stocking them and putting them in her bag. So I remember I didn't even get in trouble for this, but I literally like cussed her out from the refrigerator because she made me so mad. So as she was I was putting the drinks in, she taking them and she putting them in her bag. So when I realized what she was doing, I said, girl, you don't put my stuff back, real loud, and she dropped the drink. So long story short, I came from out of the refrigerator, and I was like, girl, don't you see me loading this up? Put my drinks back, all of them. So I guess I was too loud because the man who was coming for the visit, my manager, the district manager, and they all came out. And I was like, what is wrong with you? I said, put my stuff back before I call the police. Get out and don't come back here. So she never came back, and I guess it was a good thing that I caught her because the visitor really liked the fact that, you know, I really got on her ass about stealing our stuff. I was more upset because I'm like, damn girl, I'm literally like filling this up, and here you come stealing stuff. So I've always dealt with some wild things there. And wild customers at that. I used to have so many of the craziest customers come in. But I feel like somebody nana keep going back and forth on this. But whatever, y'all. I'll get some context next week. But yeah, that was one of the... I don't want to say it's one of my worst jobs. I think it was one of my worst jobs. It just was like, at the end of the day, I used to go through so much stuff with that place that I'm just like, yeah, I'm kind of glad that I don't work there anymore. Yeah, but that job, I had so many stories. What's another story I had about that job? Oh my God. So one summer, I never forget it. It was hot and it was so busy. We had like one of our co-workers had called out, and it was me and one of my favorite co-workers. It's an older lady. If she see this video, she'll know I'm talking about her. But long story short, we used to get a Pepsi delivery twice a week. So the Pepsi guy come in, and we knew we was getting an audit that day too. So I'm like, oh my God, trying to make it clean, trying to keep it clean because the auditor person gonna come in any minute now. So it's still trying to make sure we please the customers without nobody getting smart or having an issue or their food dry or whatever. So long story short, the Pepsi guy come in and deliver the delivery, and I guess it was too much stuff on his little cart thing. So when he turned it around, he knocked all the fucking delivery over. And it was Pepsi and all kind of sticky soda everywhere. And y'all talking about pissed off. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And then he had the nerve to act like he was going to roll out. Like, oh my God, y'all, I'm so sorry. I was like, you better bring your ass back in here and mop this up. So my coworker was like, oh no, we'll get it. I was like, no, we ain't. Give him this mop and he gonna get it. Like, we had too much stuff to do, and I just mopped this floor. I was like, he gonna have to get that. So long story short, the auditor person, I guess the Lord must have heard me, The auditor person didn't even come. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Because the day was already, it was rough. And that was all we needed was for him to show up after he done dropped all this soda. Because, you know, them health inspector people, they don't be having pity on nobody. He just kept on going. By the way, I'm using the MAC Warm Neutral times 15 palette. And it's called times 15 because it's 15 eyeshadows. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, it's 15 eyeshadows in a palette. They have these little ones too. They're called times 9 palettes. But yeah, I'm using a Warm Neutral. And then, oh, I forgot I got the other one. Oh yeah, and this is Cool Neutral. I think I'm gonna use this black. Alright, so next I'm going to put on these eyelashes. So, full disclosure, no shade MAC, but I do not like MAC lashes. And here's why. The band, so if anybody from a MAC rep is listening to this, please take heed because I'm not the only one. The band on the lashes is incredibly thin. So when you detach them from the base that it comes on, like if you're a little heavy-handed, it's over. The lash bent up, you got hairs missing. I don't got time for that. So unless it's the individual lashes from MAC, it's a no. Hold on, to go back, my fave out of all of them, if I did have to choose a lash in particular, are the 34s. They're like really, the shape of them is really nice, and they're really extra. But as far as like the structure of a lash, it is horrible. So I'm going in with my lashes, and it's 1,000 of these in here, but the lash I'm going with is, I think I got an extra one so you guys can see it. Yeah, here it is. The lash I'm going in with is Sour Patch, and I do have these lashes available for purchase. I'll put a link up for that in the bio too, well, in the comments too, so you guys can support me. Alright, here we go. So fun fact, the box doubles as storage too, so that's why there's 50 million pairs in one box. But ooh. And I'm going in with my duo. A lot of people be having some mixed reviews on duo, but I like duo. I never had no issue. And I think it just depends on what kind of lashes you have, because sometimes it just, the band don't be wanting to stay. But I don't know. I like the lashes that I be having. So, and I think the trick with it is I just let the lash glue kind of sit and get tacky. I mean, y'all should know that by now, but for those who don't, ew. There we go. Alright, so then, where's the top? Oh, here you go. Alright, I'm going to go in with foundation while I wait for that to dry. So, let me wake this face up real quick. So, I'm using Fix Plus. It's the Cherry Blossom Prep and Prime Fix Plus. I like it. And I think I only like it because it smells like cherries. Yeah, that's it. So I'm using my Studio Fix Fluid in one of the extended shades. This is NC46. There's not a major difference between this and 45. However, it is for me. It just, even though it's a neutral tone, it just seems a little darker to me. So, a little ASMR for you. So, I'm taking that on another BH Studio brush in number 4. Ew, ew, ew. And I'm going right in. Ooh, it's cold. Bringing it down. And it's definitely a buildable coverage. I like a medium-ish, fullish coverage. But my skin, I guess it just depends on the day, because sometimes I like more natural coverage, but I don't know, whatever. Septive. Alright, then I'm gonna add a little more coverage, but in this next little batch, I mix my strobe cream in. So you can put that on just a couple areas, or you can just mix it in with your foundation. I guess it just depends. I actually like to do both, but today I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna just do it in the foundation. And it just kind of gives your skin a little glow. Like, so it's so weird. I like having a glow to my skin, but I don't like being oily. And people think it's weird, but it's true. It's like, I like my skin to look, you know, youthful, but I don't want it to look sweaty. I like to control my juices, you know? And shout out to BH Cosmetics for these brushes. They're really nice. They are their Studio Pro brushes. Leave on the top. They're Studio Pro brushes. They're dual fiber, so they're really nice. I think my only hand grab. I think my only issue, that's not even a major issue with BH, is that it just takes way too long to get your stuff. That's it. But other than that, they alright with me. I think that's just it. Alright, so I don't really have to do no major color correcting, but I usually do just around my mouth and under my eyes before I put concealer on, which I don't even use a lot of concealer because of the foundation being so full coverage. So I'm using the Studio Conceal and Correct palette in Deep, just because I really like this dark ochre color. Ooh. It's a real dark orangey color for correction. And they have different ones for all skin types. I mean, not skin type, all skin complexions. So that way, you know, it blends naturally with your makeup. So I go over with the orange first to kind of warm up the area, and then I do the yellow so I can neutralize it. Now, some people do this before. Oh, and this is one of my favorite MAC brushes too now. So this is the 270, but they have a smaller version of the 270. So I use this for concealing. So if you haven't got this brush yet, definitely highlight it. Now the only issue I have is the same issue I have with the brush in the large size. It is hell to clean. Oh my god. But it is a really nice brush. My nose itching. I just take a little. Let's go back over top of that. And I like to do this because I got just a tad bit of hyperpigmentation. And it's just a little around my mouth. I got a little stash, but whatever. That man like it. And I did have a little bit of hyperpigmentation under the eye, but I see esthetician, and it hasn't been as bad since I've been going. So I tend to not use too much. Alright. So we're gonna let that set in for a second, and then I'm gonna go in with these lashes. I'll let that dry up. Get rid of the rest of this face. Alright, so I'm going in with Dark Deep Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. I'm gonna go in medium deep first. Oh no, I forgot, duh, I have these. So I'm going in with, which I actually really like now. I'm going in with, MAC has a contour and highlighting palette. So it's kind of like Anastasia Beverly Hills' palette with the highlight at the top and the contour at the bottom. But yeah, I really like it. This is medium, dark, and dark. So I take this banana shade and this corally shade and I mix these together. And I just go under eye with this one. Just to kind of set everything under eye. I'm going to do my nose area too. And around the mouth. And then just to kind of go back in to kind of soften everything back up, I go in with Skin Finish Natural and Dark Deep. Ooh, don't drop that. These things are expensive. Yeah. Cover the whole face with this. So this shade is actually like my summery shade, because usually in the summer the winter I'm more of a NC 44, NC 40, 42, more of a 44 I guess. And then now I'm going in back in that same palette. And I'm using, the previous brush I used was still from BH. It's number 3 in the Pro Studio. And then now I'm using Delium Tools, which I actually really like this particular brush. I have a few of them. I'm kind of mad some of them didn't make the cut. This is in the number 942. And I'm just going in and adding those darker shades at the bottom. I'm just kind of contouring just a little bit. The only issue I have, and it's not a major issue, is that these contour shades in particular aren't really warm. They're kind of cool tone. So because of it, To me, it kind of makes stuff look a little gray. But I usually warm it back up with blush, so it works out that way. And I mix two actually. So I use Swiss chocolate and I use raisin, which raisin is actually one of my favorites. And I mix the two together. Alright. And then from there I'm going in with the highlights. Oh yeah, here we go. And this is another Pro brush from BH. And it's in 18. So one of my favorite MAC highlights is the Extra Dimension in Show Gold. But another one that's kind of slept on was from the Star Wars collection in Lunar Luster. So I'm going to mix the two. Play the face again. Ooh. And I'm going in first with Show Gold. That's a fan favorite. And I spray the brush too. Why not? Then hit a little on the rail bone. And I go back in with Lunar Luster. Pull the excess off. Alrighty. Yeah, that was actually really cute. And then now I'm going to go in with another brush. It's in the number 8. Still from the same collection. And I'm going to take one of these contour shades and contour my nose with that. And I don't really go in too much with contour because I actually like the shape of my own nose. I just like to bring the dimension back. So I ain't out here constructing a new face. I just want to bring it on back. Alright. Oh. I might take some of that. Take some of this Show Gold and pop that into my inner corner. That's cute, that's cute. Alright. I think I want to smoke out the bottom. I don't know. Ooh, hold on, y'all. Let me get my green glasses. Oh, here we go. Alright, so we'll go back in. This is a different BH Cosmetic brush. It's in the number V15. It's probably from I think it's from another palette, but I don't know, whatever. Another set, but the brushes was on sale. And it was just a weird looking brush. I was like, I think I need this. So I'm going in this time with the Cool Neutral palette. It says grayish, kind of charcoal gray color at the bottom. So I'm going in with that. Just to kind of smoke out the bottom. Even though I really like this green, just want to give it a little extra dimension there. Alright, so now I think we're good here. I think it's time for lips. I think it's time for lips. So, clean off my glasses. Alright, so I'm going in with Heroin Lip Liner, which is like a staple. Alright, bam, now we got that done. Next I'm gonna go in with that one. Oh yeah, that's cute. Okay, so next I'm going in with Men Love Mystery. Alright, and to finish the look off, I'm gonna go in with this metallic shade that I don't have no clue what this is called. Oh yeah, this is a collection color. I don't know what collection this came from, but this is Devotional, is what the shade is. Alright, I think last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and set it off again with some spray. Check my nose. Alright, and then so MAC doesn't have a setting spray. I don't know either. But yeah, they don't have a setting spray, which is confusing to me because everybody has setting spray. So I'm using my fave, which is from Urban Decay. It's All Nighter, and I'm just gonna go in and slap that on there, and then I think we're done. Alright guys, so here's the finished look. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Oh my god, my nose always itches when I start doing that. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any video ideas, any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. Any makeup brands, like I had stated before, indie or high-end, drugstore or whatever, or if you have a makeup brand that you would like me to review, leave them in the comment section below and I'll take a look at everything. Again, thanks again for tuning in, and next up is Juvia's Place. So thanks again for tuning in for the 5th time, and check out my next video.